We'll start making all kinds of excuses. But if you're not totally surrendered to God today, what day on the calendar will you be? What day? What has to happen? What has to change? What has to occur in order for you to be totally, unconditionally surrendered to God? I want you to think about who they were writing to. These people that they were writing to, as they wrote to them, they were undergoing some tremendous persecution. Some of them were losing their personal property. Some of them would have had broken relationships with family and friends because they were now following the way. Some of them would have faced certain death, execution, persecution, public contempt because they were followers of Christ. But yet, they endured all of that. Even in the face of having their property taken, even in the face of broken relationships with family, even in the face of having their lives taken, they still followed Christ. Amen. And then here we are today in the great United States of America, with the privilege to be able to worship at any point in which we choose, in any way in which we choose. And yet, and still, the minor persecution that we face, the minor distraction and afflictions that we face in life, we allow them to stop us from unconditionally serving and following and obeying Christ. And if we look at these martyrs, and if we look at these saints who have surrendered their lives and everything they have, and we look at ourselves in the mirror and recognize and realize that we have not gone all the way, we have not been sold out, we have not been all the way in for him, then it should cause us to examine ourselves, fall to our knees, and repent for not being everything that we should be in total surrender and unconditional obedience to God. If you want to do something for Christmas, surrender your life and everything that you have and are to total obedience to God. Time out for New Year's resolution, time out for broken promises, time out for waiting on you to get your life right. Now is the acceptable time for us to be unconditionally, unashamedly, unapologetically standing on our feet, following Christ through whatever he desires to accomplish the goal for him, denying ourselves, turning our back on unrighteousness, turning our backs on sin, speaking up for injustice, and standing on the word and the promise of God. It is time out for being comfortable. It is time out. We got to decide whether we're going to be comfort seekers or cross bearers. But you cannot be both. You're either going to be a cross bearer or a comfort seeker. What do I mean by comfort seeker? Well, I don't want to go too far. I don't want to do too much. I want to stay in my lane and I want to stay comfortable, because as long as I stay comfortable, I'm okay with serving God as long as I can stay in my place. But if you ask me to step outside of what I'm comfortable with, if you ask me to deny myself, if you ask me to turn my back on my own ambition and my personal desires, the things that I'm begging God to do for me because I want to be something that I want to be rather than being all that he wants me to be, if you're asking me to do that, then you're asking me to do too much. Listen, he died on the cross, and that was a price that he did not have to pay. Tell me what price he's asking you to pay that you are not willing to pay, because whatever you're not willing to pay, then you're saying that that is more valuable than what he has done for you and for I on the cross. What's the cost? What's the price? What are you saying? Oh, well, I won't go here and I won't do there. Then that means that that is more valuable than what he has already done for you. Now, if y'all want to sing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," I guess we can do that.